In the name of Allah, may the peace and prayers be upon the Prophet. Excellencies, Your Excellency, Under Secretary General of the UN, ladies and gentlemen, heads of delegations, member of delegation, may God's peace and blessings be upon you all. It is my pleasure to welcome you all in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in the opening ceremony of COP16 of the UNCCD. And we look forward to this conference, especially that it is of great interest to His Majesty, the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud, and His Royal Highness Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. We look forward to intensifying action under this convention in order to face the challenges and promote integration between various international environment organizations, conventions, namely the Rio on biodiversity and climate change, in order to achieve ambitious outcomes, in order to limit land degradation, reduce drought, and to achieve the humanity and the welfare of humanity all over the world. We would like to express our gratitude to the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire for its presidency of COP15, and also our gratitude to the Convention's Bureau and Secretariat for their effective implementation of the convention during the previous period. We would like also to thank all member states, international, regional organizations, as well as CSOs taking part in this session. Our agenda for this session includes many important topics related to land degradation, drought, and desertification, which reiterates the importance of working on the UNCCD strategic framework for the period 2018 to 2030, as well as supporting the proposed approach and methodology in order to implement the strategic framework so that we can increase our resilience in the face of challenges that are faced by various regions of the world in terms of land degradation, drought, and desertification. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, as it hosts this session, expresses its interest in preserving environment at the national, regional, and international level. The Middle East is one of the regions of the world that is most impacted by land degradation, drought, and desertification, and we seek to face environment challenges in partnership with the international community. That's why Vision 2030, aimed at protecting environment, limiting land degradation, combating desertification, as our utmost priority, because protecting the environment and natural resources is essential in achieving sustainable development and quality of life. And in order to achieve these goals, we adopted the National Environment Strategy, and we established a fund for the environment, as well as 5 ad hoc centers for environment, namely the National Center for Vegetation Covered and Combating Desertification. We have also updated our environmental regulations in line with international standards. We have established initiatives, programs, and plans to promote commitment to environment regulations, to limit pollution, to develop vegetation cover and wildlife, as well as improving waste management, meteorological services, and other researches. Saudi Green Initiative aims at the restoration of 40 million hectares of degraded land to increase national reserves by 30% in 2030. This goal was launched by Saudi Arabia in 2021, 1 year before the global goal at the end of 2022 in Montreal. We also work on increasing renewable energy to constitute more than 50% of the energy mix in Saudi Arabia by 2030, reducing carbon emissions. And we also have a national strategy for water in order to preserve water resources and their sustainability. And we have implemented many initiatives in order to ensure water recycling and to achieve sustainability of water and the environment. We're also working on a national strategy for agriculture in order to promote agriculture and sustainable management of arable lands, as well as a national food security strategy in order to limit food waste by 50%. Dear participants, international reports show the degradation of more than 100 million hectares of agricultural land, forest and grasslands by every year. And this has an impact on more than 3 billion persons around the world. And this will lead to a loss of $6 trillion per year, in addition to losses in biodiversity and climate change. And this will have an impact on essential components of our lives, namely water, air, and food. And this has an impact on more than 1.8 billion people. This will increase levels of migration, stability, and security among many communities. That's why we need to increase international levels at all levels in order to face these international challenges. The UNCCD is a framework for collective action and cooperation between our countries, and this requires us to observe policies to achieve the goals in order to restore our land, to invest in increasing vegetation cover, innovating in sustainable solutions, cooperating to transfer experiences and techniques, and to adopt programs and initiatives to promote partnership between governments, public sector, CSOs, finance institutions, NGOs, and to agree on binding tools that promote international joint action. We are optimistic that such efforts will open the way for a new era to preserve our land, to restore it, to limit the impact of drought. And this is not limited to the goals of this convention alone, but will also have a positive impact on climate change and biodiversity, and increase security of water, of food, and quality of life for human communities. We welcome you again, and we wish you a nice day in our country, and we look forward to your effective and constructive participation in this session. This COP will be a historic period of the development of our convention in order to limit land degradation, to limit drought all over the world, in order to secure a sustainable future to the present and future generations. Thank you, and may God's peace and blessings be upon you all.